Atención! LSU, Tiger TV, and LSU student media are not responsible for the thoughts and opinions expressed on this show. The content is produced solely by the show's slightly deranged creator, writer, and host, Ryan Banowitz. Enjoy! This week, North Korea sets off the time to freak out alert. New Yorkers get their gigantic, sugary relief, and Greek experts Zan Cheney and Taylor Halsey stop by to educate this GDI. Strap on your seatbelts, it's time for the update. But if you're in a car, you probably shouldn't be watching this anyway. But who might tell you what to do? Just watch it.
Person that a kid just to be grown up. Yeah. Whoever thought I'd be the greatest growing up. Yeah. Whoever thought I'd be the greatest growing up.
We here at the news, and I'm quite sure I don't have the credentials to speak on behalf of an entire profession, but I'm going to do it anyway, love a good story. Everybody loves a nice, uplifting tale about a puppy climbing a tree to save a cat that saves babies when they watch the news. But every once in a while, we get to fire up some real bells and whistles to scare the living bejesus out of you. Today, I got a real hot one to roll with, so sit back and prepare to hear about our imminent doom. You know, usually we reserve this crisis cam for when stuff is getting blown up or when Kim Kardashian buys a new sweater. But today, I'm bringing out the big guns to really make sure you're frightened. No, there's not an escaped convict on the loose in your neighborhood, but if that scares you even more about what I'm about to tell you, then go ahead and believe that as well. It would also be terrifying if some infectious disease would let loose from a top-secret government lab, but that didn't happen either. This week's terrifying news comes from none other than the world's most dangerous attention whore, North Korea. You know, I thought we were cool, Kim Jong-un. I mean, we sent our best diplomat, Dennis Rodman, and look at how much fun you two had.
Basketball. Kim is a big fan, but that was just the beginning. Some ice skating too, an aquarium visit, then a long dinner and lots of drinks with one of the world's most mysterious and dangerous men.
I love him. I love the guys.
I mean, you guys watched basketball. Basketball. You know, he even said you two are going on a little vacation, which I'm sure will be nuts if you're with Rodman. You know, after all that, you go ahead and say you're no longer going to abide by the armistice terms that ended the Korean War. You know, their party newspaper put it very bluntly. The time for final showdown has arrived. You know what that means, bro? You know, if you want to pick a fight with South Korea, you better think long and hard about what that really means. Yeah, looking at you, Kim Jong, instigator. We here in America don't take too kindly to dictators, and I think we've made ourselves perfectly clear on the whole nuclear missile thing. You know, I know you're dealing with international financial sanctions and a couple of your officials got blacklisted, but this isn't the proper way to get what you want. You know, you're being a bunch of babies. You can't play with your nuclear toys unless you play nice with your southern twin. It would also help if you guys stopped saying dramatic things like, final showdown. You know, kicking and screaming for your juice box only works if you have weak parents. And America and the rest of the international community are not scared to send you to timeout. At least I can say it looks like the American government is trying to avoid any real conflict, but Korea is usually all talk anyway. So for now, I guess we're going to have to shut down the crisis cam until we hear of an imminent threat. Like if a gigantic meteor was hurtling through the atmosphere on a direct collision course with anywhere more important than Russia. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Now that we can all breathe easy, join me after the break for a little Greek chat with Zan and Halsey. I probably won't understand half their lingo. God, I wish I had those shorts now. All right, LSU Greek-like is a complicated network of secrets, and I'm completely ignorant of all the mysteries, so luckily Zan and Taylor stopped by and they can help me out. So I'm going to have a little debate here. First off, I would like you guys to air grievances about each other. Be very nice and cordial. Ladies first. Halsey, you can go ahead. What irks you about frat guys?
Okay, this has to be the #1 thing. I do not understand when guys come to college, they think it's totally okay to get that little beer belly. You know, we all know what I'm talking about,
Yeah, just
right?
a little mini keg.
Well, and especially when it's springtime and they go to the pool and they rock that beer belly like it is like in style, like it's okay.
You got to put it out in the air, but you know it's okay for trim, lovely men like me.
Whoa, Taylor, more to love, okay? It's not our fault that a lot of, beverages enter our system that just so happen to go straight to the belly. You know, it's a process of life. It happens.
Yeah, all I'm going to say is you would be totally complaining if all the sorority girls had the beer belly going on. It would not be the same thing.
I was
You
gonna
don't
say,
know me.
Anything, Zan, you get a chance to go back. Anything you have to throw back at Halsey? What about sorority girls?
Well, you see, I get the Nike shorts. I appreciate the Nike shorts.
I do too.
The baggy T-shirts is where I draw the line. Everything that you accentuate with the Nike shorts, ruined with the baggy T-shirt.
I can't make any guesses as to what's going on
We
there.
just like to keep you guessing. Are we wearing pants or are we not wearing pants? That is the question.
That's a tough question.
Piques our interest.
All right, and it's March Madness, but also for Greek life. Y'all are in the middle of formal season, which I know is ridiculous. Zan, I know you have a little outline at how to survive a sorority function. You want to line that out for me?
I have one that I made that I teach to our new members.
All right.
The first point of the plan.
Hold on, let me get my pen out. All right.
All right, here we go. Holder stuff. Dresses have no pockets. Your tux, lots of pockets. Phone, makeup, keys, they're your responsibility.
Hold her
2,
stuff.
take pictures of her and her friends. She's looking good. She spent money on her outfit. She wants to see it.
Do I have to have Instagram?
Absolutely. That's absolutely. If you don't, you're a fool.
It's all in the memories, guys. Come on.
All right, now keep rolling here.
All right,
I gotta make sure.
Speed round 3 and 4. Tell her she looks pretty and speak when spoken to.
Hey, Halsey, you look pretty.
Aw, thanks, Janowid. Those were good points, but learning how to dance, it's got to be up there, too.
Get hit with the...
Oh, the white man shuffle, just the 1, 2. 1,
Hey,
2.
anything is better than being that date that just wants to sit and talk to his bros the whole night.
I was gonna say, what's the most brutal, like, immature part of going to functions with frat dudes?
Ooh.
The part you have to sit through, where you're like, oh.
Well, I don't know if I should say this on air, but I did go to a formal where a guy pulled a pipe out of the wall and flooded the entire venue, cut the night short, and ruined all the band's equipment.
That's not fun for anybody.
No, it wasn't.
All right, and I'm gonna have to say, what's the protocol for a formal? Like, if I were gonna go on a formal, do you hang out with the bros first? Do you hang out with the chicks? Is it just like a big toss-up hodgepodge?
Unfortunately, Ryan, I don't think you understand how formals work.
No, I don't. I don't at all.
Well, you have your date, and of course, you go out of your way to show her a nice time, and you try to integrate your date, make her comfortable with the bros for a fraternity formal, of course.
Okay.
So it's a mix. It's a hodgepodge.
All right, so you're not just gonna like take her to Little Caesars for the fun, for fun saving, but it's hot and ready. It's the only way you can go.
There's
Keep
no
it
rules.
classy. Keep
All right,
it classy.
And I'm not sure whether there's differing opinions on here, but what's the best Greek event? And make this quick.
Ooh. Probably the first football game of the season.
Ooh, the tailgate.
First tailgate's coming back.
Okay, I'm going to go in order from 1 through 3. Number 1, spring break.
Spring break.
Number 2, Halloween, obviously. Number 3, boys' bed night.
Oh.
Hands
Boys' bid
down.
night. For
hands
girls,
down.
that's gotta be the best.
All right, all right, and Halsey, I love you, but Zan wins. Boys rule.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, now you two can shake hands and make up, but keep it PG. I know how you
Okay.
Greeks are. All right, but come back after the break for this week's takeaway, because I've got an undying thirst for justice.
They ask me what I do and who I do it for, and how I come up with this up in the studio.
I can't thank you guys enough for stopping by for another episode with me. And if you didn't notice, I was being 2 Chainz. And be sure to check the Facebook page because you might find $1 million. You can never be sure. This week's takeaway is a celebration, people. Justice prevailed. Let freedom ring and, all that other great stuff. Because the courts ruled New Yorkers get to keep their gigantic sodas. How you feeling, New York? Yeah, we did it. All right, nobody can tell us to be healthy if we want to slosh down 97 ounces of Mountain Dew on a Tuesday afternoon. Oh, thank you, American Beverage Association, for suing the crap out of the state for trying to impose anti-American legislation. Last time I checked, America is the land of the free and the home of the fudge-dipped Hot Pocket. So you can drink your small-sized tofu Slurpees in Norway or something. All right, you know what, New York? You shouldn't stop there. We live life a little looser down here in Louisiana, and for one, I say it's the only way to operate. So don't stop with buckets of cola. Why not put in a couple of drive-through daiquiris? Look at the fun you could have.
My humps, my lovely, lovely humps. Hey, what are you gonna do with all them humps? Humps, my lovely, lovely humps.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Got a good drum beat to it. Oh, yeah. It makes you want to get up and move.
Those dudes do whatever they like all the time, and things just seem to work out for them. So go ahead and get real weird with it, New York. Install blacklights in all the subways and pump rave music through the tunnels past 2 a.m. Put connecting zip lines between skyscrapers and require everyone to finger paint for 30 minutes a day. Outlaw the moonwalk, just for the hell of it, and elect Lady Gaga mayor. Now that you got your drinks back, the sky's the limit. Really push yourselves. Be sure not to spill your ocean-sized Diet Pepsi while doing so. Who are we kidding? Regular Pepsi. You know, I'll be back until next week unless I get recognized and shipped off to Hollywood. So, in other words, see you guys next week. Until next time, stay out of trouble, and in school, remember to never talk to strangers unless they have the right candy, and always try to update yourself. Beam me up.